Welcome to Guy Code, a podcast dedicated to imparting dad wisdom to my son, with your host, Koji Steven Sakai, and friends.
All righty. Welcome. This is Koji, and this is episode number 48 of the Guy Code. I wanted to impart all of my wisdom to my son, but of course, my son thinks he already knows more than me. So instead of trying to tell him now and having it go out in one ear and out the other ear, I decided to record them here in the hopes that maybe, just maybe, when he's ready, he'll listen to my advice in the future and not make the same stupid mistakes I did. I'll bring on guests to impart their advice as well. I have no doubt that their advice will be better than my advice. However, today I'm by myself and I'm here to give my son some sex advice. So are you ready? Ready? First, masturbate regularly. It'll help free your brain so you can think straight. I think a lot of times we're so focused on trying to hump something that we lose sight of the bigger picture. And so if you just release it, you could think a little bit. And I think thinking is good, especially when it comes to sex. All right, 2, porn is fine. All right, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not going to hell, but it's not better than the real thing. So don't go crazy. You can't watch it 24 hours a day. You can't be constantly on it. You can't do all that kind of stuff, but it's okay. All right. Number 3, don't over obsess over sex, because it's just a normal part of the process. I know we all get stressed about the first time. It'll happen eventually. It happens to everyone, or pretty much everyone. All right. 4, and this is assuming you're heterosexual, and you might not be heterosexual, and that's cool, but I'm just going to say it for now because I believe you're heterosexual, but girls are like boys. They just don't have a penis. That's the only difference. You should treat them great. You should treat everybody great, but they're no different. So, there's no reason to try to be somebody you're not. And that's kind of goes to my next advice, number 5, which is the most sexy thing a person can do is be confident in yourself and comfortable in who you are. Because the more comfortable you are, the better everything will be. The better experience will be in sex, the better relationships you'll have. So it's that confidence, that's going to be what's most important. All right, number 6, and this is a fun one. Sex is never like how it is in the movie, right? It's never as great. There's no romantic music. It's dirty, it's messy, it's smelly, it's all of that. And it's not the same as porn, so don't even imagine that, okay? And it's okay that it's not. And in fact, that's the reality is better than whatever you see on the screen. All right, number 7. Having sex doesn't mean you're cool. So don't even stress about that first time, because it will come. Like I said, it'll come. So don't worry about that. All right, 8 is there's never a perfect time. So I know some people try to make it perfect at the perfect moment with the perfect person, but it's never going to be perfect. So get that out of your head right now. It's never going to be perfect. So I'm not saying also to hook up with anybody at any time, but don't wait just because you're waiting for something perfect to happen, because it's not. All right, number 9, and this is a favorite one of mine. Don't fall in love with the first person you hook up with. We have a tendency sometimes, if you're kind of romantic, to think that the first person you hook up with is the person you're going to end up with, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should, the more you go out there, let's say, the more you explore, the more confident you become in yourself, the more comfortable you'll be, and the better it'll be every single time. All right, number 10, and my last 2 are fun here. Number 10 is when you're in love, the sex is actually better than when you're not. So it's great to hook up with this random person you might have met on Tinder. I've never done Tinder because I was married before it, but say somebody like me did that. It's not as great, I guarantee you, as somebody you actually care for and love. It's totally different experiences. It's like the equivalent of playing basketball with Kobe Bryant versus some friend on the street. That's a terrible analogy. Ignore everything I just said. All right, number 11 and last one is, this is advice as a dad that I wish somebody told me. Don't have sex with anyone you would be embarrassed anyone else knowing you had sex with. Okay, what I mean by that is you should make sure everyone you hook up with is somebody that you want to hook up with. And you're not just hooking up with people because you're going to have sex, but because you actually want to be in that moment. And I think that's really important. All right, those were my 11 pieces of sex advice. I've done this 3 times. I've filled it every single time. I'm just kidding. Every single time has been terrible. I'm hoping this is way better. Anyway, those are my 11 pieces of advice. Hope you are all doing well. Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Guy Code. Peace out.